Okay, well, welcome students. This is after our first week of school. I tried to do a Zoom meeting on Friday. I actually tried to do a couple of them, and neither one of them worked out too well. So I really wanted to get information to you. So I figured the best way to do this is maybe take some questions that people had over the week, not only distance learners, but also those that are attending class. And maybe this could help some of you out. So first of all, when during the Zoom session on Friday, I had a girl email me, can you please send me the Zoom link here? My mom does not have a lot of battery left on her phone. So I think she wanted to join the Zoom meeting. She wasn't home to be able to check her Canvas, so she wanted me to email her the Zoom link. Well, first of all, I can't send a Zoom link through the email. The only email that I can send it to is the Granite SD.org email. That's the only one that I can. It has to do with privacy, so I can't send it to other places. I just can send it to the Granite SD.org. But what you can do is this. So if you know you're not going to be home and you want to be able to get it on your phone and maybe not use school email, what you can do is go to announcements right here. Go to announcements, click on it, find the ones that's labeled the Zoom session. There's the link that you need to copy. So drag your mouse all the way through that, copy it, then send yourself an email that has that link to it. And then email it to a different email address that you can check, and then you can start the Zoom session wherever you're at. The one thing you have to do is you have to have the Zoom software installed on your device. Just because you have the link doesn't mean the meeting will start unless you have the software installed. So I'd like to thank Victoria for that question, because I'm sure somebody else will have that issue later on. Okay, let's go to another email that I want to answer. This comes from Logan Brown, and it says here, it says unauthorized when I try to open the worksheet for tutoring decimal or turning decimals into fractions. Also, the decimal into fraction and rational irrational assignments aren't in School City. So these two assignments, basically, they're the same. They go along with the same thing. One's the worksheet, and then one's the School City assignment. But they both have to do with turning decimals into fractions. And let me talk a little bit about that. So he might have tried to open up the worksheet and it didn't work. The worksheet didn't work. So there's two reasons that could have happened. First of all, he may not have had the discussion assignment done. So if I come down here, converting decimals to fractions, maybe he didn't have the discussion assignment done right here. Therefore, it wouldn't allow him to go to the worksheet. He may have had the discussion assignment done, and I think it was on Thursday, I tried to open up this assignment and it wouldn't open. Okay, so there was an issue with the worksheet loading, and I fixed it on Friday, so the worksheet should open. Another thing that you've got to remember is the School City, where you check your worksheets to make sure they'll check to see if you've got them right or wrong. These worksheets right here, you cannot get to School City until I've actually discussed the stuff in class and started the worksheet in class. So School City assignments are not open for you to enter answers until they are discussed in class. So the only two worksheets that I discussed was classifying number sets, the discussion, and then we did classifying number sets. These two discussions and worksheets go together. So you cannot go to the next assignment until both the discussion and the worksheet is completed from the previous assignment. So you can't really go here until these two are done. So another thing to remember, assignments must be done in the order that they appear in the module. So you have to open this one, then you can go to this one, and you can go to this one. You can't skip down here to the end. Okay, so that should help you out. So if something's not opening, you make sure that you got all the previous assignments done. Okay, thanks for that question, Logan. Now let's come down here. Jerica had a couple of questions. One she sent to me on the 25th, and then 2 days later she sent another one on August the 22nd. Okay, so this first one, it says, hi, I'm doing the assignment for today, and I think I got confused on the assignment, and I flunked, so she didn't do very good on it. I was wondering if I could take the test again. So basically what she's asking is, can I redo an assignment? Yes, you can redo an assignment, okay? And one thing you've got to understand about this, you can redo the assignment, but I cannot restart the assignment until the due date is up in Canvas, okay? So if the due date's not up in Canvas, and if I reopen the assignment in School City, all the answers for everybody will be erased. So I can't do that till at least everybody that wants to do it. And that due date, once it's closed, the assignment's laid, it automatically goes to a 0, and they can still redo it. So I need to make sure that things are taken care of that way. So when the due date is passed, right here, when the due date is passed, I will have all the completed assignments recorded in Canvas, and I can reopen the School City to record your answers and correct your assignments if you want to redo them. Now, if you're okay with your old score, now what you've got to remember, that if I restart it, it's going to erase your good score, okay? Because it's going to erase the scores for everybody. So if you are okay with your old score, do not redo the assignment. You are given, you are given your most recent score. So if you do it and you don't want to do it, when I go at the end of the term to pull that grade off at the end of the term, because some people may give me a false grade at the end of the term, I'm going to go in there, and all the final scores that are in there, those are the ones I'm going to pull off. Okay? So you don't get to keep your best score. You get your latest score. So remember that. And that's the way that standard is right now. So you are given your recent score. Okay. Another thing here, if you notice, I do not know what assignment Jerica is referring to. And it's not a big deal because right now we've only done one assignment, so I'm thinking she's talking about, I think she's talking about probably the one we had to do classifying numbers, okay? So this is the rule. I don't know what assignment that she's referring to. I have no idea. She doesn't make any reference, and she's not the only one that does it. A lot of people do it, so we just have to do a little bit of training. It's not that big of a deal. So if you have a question about an assignment, please do not send me an email. Send me a message using the discussion board for the assignment you need help with. So if you're doing converting decimals to fractions and you have a question on a problem, type it. You may have got the discussion already done, right? You may have answered all these questions, and then later on as you're doing the worksheet, you have a question on one of the problems. Go ahead and do another post in the discussion board. It'll automatically leave me your name, and it'll automatically tell me what assignment it's with. And if you do an email, I get your name, but I have no idea what the assignment is. So let's not use email to correspond about the assignments, and that will work really, really good. If you have a personal matter you want to bring up, then definitely use the email. So type what you need in the reply window and then post the reply. So if you type it and you don't click post reply down here, I'm not going to get that announcement to me. I get all these things that when students post something, they come to me and they say, you need to check this, you need to check this, as soon as I log into Canvas. Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, there's another one. Let's go read the second one. It says, I complete an assignment. Now there's something wrong with School City. The tests that we are supposed to do are not there, and it's not working, and I don't know what to do now. Okay, so I'm going to cover that response, I think, in the next one. But what happens is School City can time out. So we'll talk about that. I think it's in the next post. So can you redo an assignment? Yes, after School City, after Canvas deadline is met. Then I can reopen School City. Okay. Let's see. Jack, he says, I'm trying to do my homework, but I can't because when I go to School City and I go do the assessments, the test isn't there anymore. Okay, so this is what happens with School City. School City times out and you cannot get back into the School City assignment to correct your worksheet. It takes between 3 to 5 minutes to School City to time out. And what I mean by that, if the mouse is not touched for maybe 3 minutes, it's going to kick you out. Okay? And so if it kicks you out, you must wait till the due date has passed to restart the School City part of the assignment. So you have your worksheet all done. You've got all your answers typed. You've got all your answers written on paper, and you're ready to type them in. So you won't be able to finish that until I restart the assignment in School City so you can type them in. Okay. So the things that will stop School City from timing out, this is it. Complete all the hard copy paperwork first. So the hard copy that you see in Canvas, make sure you number your paper, maybe very similar to what I have on the hard copy you see in Canvas. Write down the problem so you know what you're doing. Maybe if there's equations, you type in the equations, and then you show your work. Make sure you have your answer, maybe underline your answer, maybe square it or something like that. And then when you get it all done, then you open School City and type all your answers in at the same time. If you get distracted and you go away for 3 to 5 minutes, I'm not sure how long it takes, it'll kick you out of School City, and then you have to wait for the restart to enter your answers. Now, when you submit it in School City, you have to click a submit button twice. You'll click the submit button over here. A little pop-up window will come up and ask you, do you really want to submit? And you click that, and then you submit your test. Okay? If you get out of the test and it's not submitted, it won't let you back in, and then you have to wait for a restart. Okay? Now remember, when I restart these, all the answers that you've given are going to be erased. It erases everybody's. Okay? So this is why it's important, okay, that you write everything down. So if your answers get erased, you've still got part of your assignment left that you can use to type in once that you got correct. So if you complete the hard copy first, and let's say you successfully open up School City and type all your answers in, do it at the same time. When your paper's corrected, mark all those you scored correct with a C. Circle those that you missed, redo them, and do not lose your paper, because that's where all the work is. All you're doing in School City is just marking the answers that you have, okay? And then you can resubmit it on your retake. So circle those you missed, redo them, and do not lose your paper in case you want to do a retake. When the assignment reopens, resubmit your answers back into Canvas. You know how you go to the text entry. And I will do a video on doing the text entry stuff, so you know how to do the submissions inside of Canvas. But I think a lot of you know how to do it. Okay, so I think that's the last question I had. So let's say on Jack here, apparently he says, I'm trying to do my homework, but I can't because when I go to School City and go to the assessment, the test isn't there anymore. So apparently he was in there once, started answering. Either he got kicked out or he closed the program and tried to go back in. So let's say that he got one done. You can see how 64 and 64. So that would be square root of 64 is 8. So I would have checked A, B, C, D. I would have skipped I and would have got R. This is natural. And so this is a -6, so it's not natural, it's not whole, it is an integer, so I would have clicked C, Q, and R. And let's say he does 3 and 4, and then on 5 he gets distracted where he goes somewhere and he doesn't have it checked, and then it times out. When I restart School City, the answers that he has saved here will be erased. It'll be a blank slate. And then the answers that he does have completed on his worksheet over here, he just can retype them in. Okay, so that's the things that I wanted to go over. I hope this is helpful. The video is about 14 minutes long. If you have any questions, remember them. And remember that when you want to ask me a question or send me some information about maybe a problem I have with a worksheet or something like that, use the discussion board for that assignment, for that worksheet, and send it that way, and then I'll take care of it. So thank you for watching, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.